Hey yo everybody, it is I, the one and only Gcurse. I figured that I would, how can I say it? Okay, well, the one thing I am grateful about for switching to Comcast to upload my videos, I don't have to worry about my videos now being a certain length, because before I literally had to hope that my videos, would load up in under, or upload in under 3 hours. But now that I have the ability to upload at a decent amount of time, it gives me a chance to just talk about stuff when I'm, not at my computer and stuff, And today, I think I'm actually going to do another Gcurse recalls, or gaming curse recalls. Now, when you ask a lot of Americans, what anime did they watch in the 90s? 99% of them is probably going to say Pokemon. Now, I'll be honest, I fell into the Pokemon craze, but I already knew before then what anime was. Pokemon was not my initial breakthrough or introduction to anime. Well, you're probably going to ask yourself, well, what was it? Was it, like Yu-Gi-Oh? Or was it Digimon? Actually, no, my introduction to anime was actually a movie. And if I remember correctly, that movie was released back in 1979. I may be wrong about the date, so don't get me totally, don't quote me as being totally correct about that. And that movie was actually Galaxy Express 39. Now, I don't remember if it's the sequel or not. It's the one where the boy... It's probably the original. It's where, I think his name is Mateo, goes to get revenge on Count Mecha for killing his mom. I actually remember watching that when, believe it or not, but back in the 90s, Sci-Fi used to show anime. It's actually one of the reasons I loved the Sci-Fi channel so much growing up. The Anime Plus, they had an awesome show called Mystery Science Theater 3000. Those two shows alone sold Sci-Fi, But I remember back in 1997, it was like a late night showing of Galaxy Express 39. And I knew that, back then we had Adelphia, and I read the description on the digital cable box about what the movie was about. I knew right away that the movie was going to be dated, so it wasn't going to be all fancy-like. But I watched it. It was on, it was late night. I mean, it's maybe 11, 12. But I watched it and I thought, God, if American was able to produce something like this, it would have been totally awesome. But I know, honestly, anime is a Japanese thing, or Chinese. It's Asian, I know that, You can never duplicate a good anime. But I watched it, and the story was awesome. I mean, it was... Now, a lot of people consider anime to be cartoons. I consider it to be more adult themed animation, not cartoons, because cartoons, to me, it just rubs me the wrong way. It's like, oh, you watch a cartoon. To me, cartoon is something that a little kid watches. But to me, anime is more adult based, But I watched that and I just thought the story was great. I mean, I never saw anything in the animation world as adult oriented like that, I mean, you had perfect characters. I mean, the name's kind of... I know there's Count Mecha, and then there's Mattel, I think her name is, the blonde-haired girl. But I'll be honest. The scene I remember the most, when I first watched it, was the infamous shower scene when the boy wakes up on Mattel's bed after being chased through the new, I think it's like Megapolis or something. He got the train ticket for Galaxy Express 39, and he was chased all through the town. He ended up passing out at the feet of Mattel and everything. But I remember the scene where the boy wakes up and he hears Mattel, and it turns out she's talking to somebody, but it's not revealed right then who she's talking to. But he opens up the door and it leads to the bathroom, and it's like, I didn't even honestly know that the nudity was even possible in animation. I mean, I'm like, holy shit, she's nude. I know they didn't show anything, but it's the thought, it's like, holy shit, I'll be honest, for an animated character, she looked nice. But I remember when I first saw her, and I remember seeing when the boy's mom was killed, and I was like, yeah, they look a lot alike, And then she helps the boy get onto the train, and then they're going through all these different adventures on each planet. Each planet has like a story. It's like, if I remember right, like there was Mars was like supposed to be like a Wild West themed, and he's supposed to rescue her. And then if I remember right, it's like Venus, or I think it's like Venus or Neptune. It's like the entire surface of the planet. It's like an ice graveyard, and there's this faceless woman. She's like a groundskeeper, and she wanted to become android, because that's the big thing. Everybody wanted to become roboticized, and she couldn't handle the way she became, was after she became roboticized. So her body was forever like put in this coffin on this ice planet. But before they go there on the trains, like the boy's freezing, and Mattel, she wraps the boy up in her it's like a trench coat, but it's like also fur. It's like a furry trench coat, But the only thing I could I know I was also a teenager, so hormones were fucking running wild when I watched this movie. But the only thing I could think was, holy shit, she's probably naked underneath that coat. And the boy was like struggling. It's like he's like, no, I don't want to. She's like, get over here, and she wraps him up in the coat, and it's like, oh my god, she's probably naked, I know I'm stupid for just talking about that, but it's part of, the memories. But, and then the further it goes, they make their way to, I think it's called a time castle or something. It's where Count Mecha lives. And basically they have an all-out fight, and he ends up dying, but if I remember correctly, I don't think that's the end of the story. It goes on further, and it's like they make their way to Mattel's mother, I think, and it turns out that the mother is the queen. She's like actually trying to turn everybody into robots, and she orders Mattel to grab the boy or hurt him or something. And Mattel's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then it turns out that the person she was talking to in the very beginning in the shower scene was actually her father. And if I remember correctly, I think her father died or something, but his essence was put in this pendant that she was wearing. And the pendant is like the key that destroys all of like the robotic process. It's just really, it's a great story. But the way it ends up with I think that the boy ends up back where this all began. And he asks her what she's going to do, and she decides that she's going to ride Galaxy Express and learn what it's like to be human or something, I guess. And then that's the end of the movie. Then there was a sequel called Adieu Galaxy Express or something like that. I honestly can't remember. But I can't remember if I watched that, though. I know I watched the first one, but I can't remember anything about the sequel. But, and then, you know, I thought, and then once that movie got over, it's like, I took it all in, and then I literally hit myself. I was like, you fucking idiot, you didn't record it. I had a VCR, I had a blank tape, and I didn't fucking record it. And I was just really hating on myself for that. I'm like, oh god, I'm never going to see this, because it was rare that they showed duplicate animes, unless it was like an anime series, and then, you know, but I kept watching and hoping that I would see that movie again so I could record it. And it didn't. It never, you know, came back on during that time frame. Fast forward to 2001, I think it was. But during this time, they kind of phased out anime on Sci-Fi, and it pissed off a lot of people because, you know, it's like they had anime, and then they also phased out Mystery Science Theater. That's a lot what pissed off a lot of people about Sci-Fi. Well, I remember for a few weeks that they brought back anime, but it wasn't any series, it was just anime movies. And the weird thing is, it's like that they wanted to say, hey, we're bringing it back, but they showed it at the worst time possible, which was like the 1 a.m. time frame. Now, you also got to remember, this was West Coast time, so I'm pretty sure it was either shown like at 4 a.m. on Sunday or weekdays, or 11. I don't know what time it would be shown on the West or East Coast. But I was laying in my bed, and this was just after I moved to my townhouse. After, it was like just a little bit after I dropped out of high school. But I was laying on my bed in my bedroom. It was like 12:30, 12:45, and I just could not sleep. And the one thing I remember for sure was that it was winter, because I had my window open. And the one thing about me is, for some reason, during the winter, I love to have my window open. It's like, it's weird. I like to be cold, you know. I guess it's because my previous ex-fiancés always said I was cold-hearted. But, so I was looking up at the ceiling, waiting to be hired, because I applied for a job and I was just waiting for the callback. And I was nervous because they were going to be starting doing the callbacks. And I thought, fuck, I can't sleep, I'll turn on the TV. And it just happened to have been on Sci-Fi. I don't know what I was watching before that, but it was on Sci-Fi. And the current show was getting over, and they were talking about, next, on Sci-Fi, Galaxy Express 39. I mean, my eyes fucking bulged open, my ears perked up. I sat up in bed, I fucking stood up, grabbed the blank fucking VHS tape, and I put it in my VCR. And I hit record, and I just started watching the movie. And I mean, it really still has fond memory, you know, because I remember watching that scene where the boy goes to that frozen planet again, and here it is like 30 degrees outside, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm breathing, and I can see my breath in the air, and I know it seems kind of stupid, but to me it's just something that makes me smile, you know. Well, I have it on VHS somewhere in my apartment, probably in my bedroom or the spare bedroom. The bedroom where actually my mom sleeps when she comes over and whatnot. But, yeah, I had 2 VCRs, and both VCRs bit the bullet a long time ago, but it's like, you know, I would love to really watch the VHS, but I'm not going to spend money on a VCR, you know. It's like 50 of one, half a dozen of another, you know, or whatever the saying is. But then earlier this year, when I was trying out, when I activated like a 3-day or a week worth Xbox Live card, you know, for a limited time, I decided, hell, I have YouTube on my computer, but for some reason I thought I would activate YouTube on my Xbox. Mainly to see if there was any unsolved mysteries that I could record from the Xbox. It's the same capture setup that I do now, but I used to record unsolved mysteries off of YouTube because I'm a major unsolved mysteries fan. But I couldn't find any unsolved mysteries, so I thought I'd just, for the hell of it, type in Galaxy Express 39, because I have a membership to Netflix, but Netflix never has the fucking movie. It's not even listed. That's how old the movie is. But yeah, I typed in Galaxy Express 39, and somebody actually uploaded the full movie of Galaxy Express 39 to YouTube, so I decided to record it from YouTube. Which I'm glad, because now I have a digital copy, so whenever I feel the need to watch that movie, or, you know, if I'm also, for some reason, when I'm depressed, I also watch the movie. It just kind of makes me feel better. But yeah, so this was basically my recall of Galaxy Express 39 and how I first came across it. I honestly am very unsure if I would ever want them to do a remake of it, you know. I definitely don't want them to do a movie made in America, because I'm sorry, but I've seen some movies that have been made in America that were supposed to be anime, and it just did not turn out right, yeah. But I'm thinking that the Galaxy Express series, especially Galaxy Express 39, to me, that was really something that was for that era when it was made. Yeah, you can still show it now, but I don't think it'd be something that'd be suitable to being remade. Yeah, I mean, it's a treasure to me. Yeah. And what upsets me is, I think it was WatchMojo.com. It's like a top 10 website, you know. If I remember right, they had like the top 10 animes or whatever it was, you know. And that fucking movie was never on it. I mean, it's like, to me, Galaxy Express was perfection, and they didn't even recognize it. It was like 6 out of the 10 fucking movies they had was by the same director. Maybe if they slimmed down on that one director, I don't have anything against the guy, but maybe they should have been a little bit more robust with their decisions. But that's neither here nor there. I can't say anything to, make them change their mind. Wow, I'm just checking my phone. I'm using a voice recorder on my phone to do this. And I've been talking for almost 20 minutes. But, I just want to end this out by saying I hope you enjoyed this episode of me recalling Galaxy Express 39. Maybe I have convinced you to possibly look it up and try to find it and watch it. I guarantee that if you're into anime, you'll like this. It's as anime gets, yeah. If you're looking, I will let you know though, if you're looking for something that has big breasts and all that kind of stuff, this isn't that movie. This was before big breasts, yeah. But I'm going to end this now, and I'm just going to say, if you like what you watched, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe, please. You'll get future videos from me. If you have any questions or comments, you'd like to say, hey, I watched that movie, I liked it also, feel free to drop me a line, to be appreciated. At least I know there's other people out there who also like good anime. And until next time, I will see you all, out on the flip side. Peace out, everyone.